right now at 6, rain falling across the state. Rachel will share just how much we could get in a few minutes.
And people across the state are remembering Senator Joe Lieberman this morning. He died at the age of 82. We're live at the state capitol with a look at his life and legacy.
And think before you send certain types of pictures over the phone. We'll tell you what lawmakers in Hartford are considering that could land you in hot water.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
6 o'clock, good morning. Happy Thursday, or Friday Eve, as we like to say. We're getting it started here. Thanks for being with us, America Arias.
And I'm Symphony Privet. We hope you're having a great start to the day, despite it being a wet one out there. Now, if you are heading out the door, we do want to remind you to take it easy out there. Let's check in with meteorologist Rachel Piscatelli. Rachel,
soaker.
What a mess.
It's going to be a soaker all throughout the day today. Unfortunately, we're not seeing relief until tonight into early tomorrow morning, where eventually we'll start to dry conditions out, but breezy conditions will settle in for tomorrow, but we'll get the sunshine too. Right now, in the meantime, the heaviest rain located now in southeastern and northeastern Connecticut currently, so towards Windham and also in Tolland County. We have manageable rain in western Connecticut, and if you are in western Connecticut, I do think we'll continue to see the rain, but the heaviest stuff will be located in eastern Connecticut and then eventually into portions of Rhode Island and Massachusetts. Right now, temperatures are in the 40s to near 50. Taking a look at these numbers, we're really not expecting to see those numbers fluctuate much over the course of the day today. We have some areas of fog mixing in this morning too, down to about 2-mile visibility over in Hartford, Oxford, Monroe, and also New Haven now. So moving forward, rain continues throughout the day today, and it will be soggy. Temperatures moving from the 40s now into near 50 degrees later on. So really not seeing our conditions change over time today. It's tonight into tomorrow. Will gradually start to dry out. Temperatures by tomorrow afternoon near 50 degrees will gradually become sunny from the morning hours into the afternoon. Breezy conditions too. We'll talk about a rain chance that may be on the way for this upcoming weekend coming up in just a bit. Symphony?
All right, let's check out how the morning commute is shaping up. So far, we are incident free. Let's hope it stays that way, even though we are off to a wet start this morning. Taking a live look at the conditions across the state, checking out Cromwell, New Haven, Waterbury, and Branford this morning. Traffic volume starting to pick up out there. Quick look at the Hartford drive times. Should be smooth sailing for you on 91, 84, and Route 2. And checking out our other drive times statewide. Hey, 84 looking good out in the Hartford area, heading up to Mass. 95 along New Haven. Smooth sailing out there as well. We'll have your next update coming up at 6:30.
6:02 right now, and new this morning, a big heads up for students and parents in Winchester. School leaders there say a man approached a student and tried to get that student to talk to him on Snapchat.
Oh, wow. Well, Fox 61's Lindsay Kane is joining us live in Winchester this morning with a look at how the schools are responding. Good morning, Lindsay.
Hi, good morning. Winchester Public Schools say that student was just walking on the sidewalk when a man came over, gave that student a note directing the student to communicate via Snapchat. Now, police, of course, are investigating this incident, and school officials say they're reminding parents to talk to their kids about safety tips. Now, police say that man was driving a newer model gray car. That's the only description police have shared with us at this time. School officials haven't said at which school this incident happened, so all schools in the district are taking precautions. Now they're asking parents to remind their children about stranger danger and basic safety tips. Children should, of course, not speak to any strangers, walk away immediately if anyone approaches you, and call 911 if you're ever in danger. Now, never give anyone any personal information, and parents especially monitor what your kids are doing online to make sure they're not interacting with anyone you don't know. Today, teachers will spend time giving lessons on stranger danger and safety. Of course, in the meantime, we are working to find out more information exactly as to what happened, as to what school this happened, and who police believe they're looking for. We've reached out. We're just waiting to hear back. We'll keep you updated on air, online, and on Fox 61 Plus as well. Live in Winchester this morning, Lindsay Kane, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Lindsay, thanks so much for the update there. Well, meantime, at 6:04 this morning, people here in Connecticut and beyond are paying respects to Joe Lieberman.
Yeah, the former senator, vice presidential nominee, and presidential candidate died at the age of 82 after suffering a fall. Fox 61's Brooke Griffin joining us live at the Capitol this morning with more from those who say current politicians have a lot to learn from him. Good morning, Brooke.
And good morning to you. The news of Liberman's death has swept across state and national political lines as a lot of people have taken to social media and other forums to share their condolences and memories of the man that they say has some pretty big opinions and choices when it comes to his political decisions over the years. Those who say that they might not have always agreed with his choices, but they say that there always was a very big mutual respect there for that man. Now, the Stamford native did begin his political career back in 1968. That is when he ran Robert Kennedy's presidential campaign. By 1970, he was elected as a state representative for New Haven. Over the next several years after that, he took seats as the Attorney General, a state senator, and even majority leader. Liberman became a household name in the year 2000 when he was chosen by Al Gore to be his running mate. Senator Richard Blumenthal tells us they have been friends for more than 50 years, saying he had a profound respect for the bold choices Liberman was known for making.
Most strikingly about Joe Liberman is that he was a fighter. He stood up for everyday Americans and people of Connecticut, leaving a legacy of working and fighting.
Years later, Liberman threw in his own presidential bid, but he eventually had to drop out about a year later. Although he spent most of his career as a known Democrat, Liberman later became a member of the Independent Party during a Senate election. He was known to have friends and challengers on both sides of the political aisle. The Connecticut GOP leader saying in a statement, Liberman was fiercely independent, widely respected, committed to bipartisan solutions, unflappable. Senator Liberman devoted his life to serving Connecticut and our country. That service was delivered with integrity, and it has positively impacted the lives of countless citizens. Now, those are just some of the statements that were shared. We also saw statements from Barack Obama, Governor Ned Lamont, the Connecticut GOP, the Connecticut Democrat Party as well. Just so many different people sharing their respects and just sharing those condolences. Now, we also heard from his family as well. They say that there is going to be a funeral held in Stamford tomorrow that is closed to the public, but later there will be a scheduled memorial service for the public to pay their condolences and respects to him and the family. We don't have the details on that yet, but as soon as we do, we will get those out to you. Live at the Capitol, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Alrighty, thank you, Brooke. We'll check back in with you later on this morning. And you can count on Connecticut's news station for continuing coverage of the legacy of Joe Liberman. We'll have more reaction throughout the morning here on air and on fox61.com.
A pretrial hearing is expected today for the 5 former New Haven police officers charged in the Randy Cox case. Jocelyn Lavander, Luis Rivera, Ronald Presley, Oscar Diaz, and Betsy Seguin are all accused of mistreating Cox while transporting him to the police station in a van. Cox became paralyzed after the van braked hard to avoid a crash, sending him headfirst into a metal partition. The officers are all accused of mistreating Cox and for failing to get him proper medical attention after that incident. All 5 officers pleaded not guilty. The court documents are sealed, so we don't know what will happen in today's hearing.
Meriden police say a man was killed in a hit and run. This happened around 7:30 last night on North Broad Street. The area is also known as the Berlin Turnpike, or 5 and 15. Officers haven't released any information about the potential driver or victim. And over at the Capitol, state lawmakers on the Judiciary Committee are due back at the Capitol this morning to consider several bills.
Yeah, one of which hopes to address several issues, including people sending unsolicited inmate images. Now, as proposed, this would include pictures and video of people exposed. It would make it illegal to send those to people who didn't ask, give consent, or specifically ask for them not to be sent to their electronic device. Now, if this happens, the person who receives it would be able to sue the person who sent it.
And in that same bill, there's a proposal to help give legal help to victims of domestic violence who can't afford it on their own. It would expand a program to help people in need pay for temporary restraining orders.
And it would also protect people from workplace discrimination. This includes greater protections for women who are pregnant from being fired or not receiving a job, promotion, or reinstated after taking time off for their pregnancy. And it also puts limits on non-disclosure agreements for victims of harassment and discrimination.
There's also a bill proposing to extend child support payments for parents whose kids are under the age of 21. As of now, child support ends at the age of 18 if they graduate from high school, or 19 if they're still in high school. If it were to pass, payments would have to continue if the child lives in their parents' home. However, if the child were to enter the military, marry someone, or can provide for themselves before the age of 21, then the payments would be amended or end.